Hello and welcome, everybody. So today we are going to be doing a reading for each of the astrological signs. So, what is your astrological sign? Good question. So, your astrological sign is your zodiac sign or your horoscope sign, whether you're an Aries or Gemini. So you have your sun sign, which a lot of people already know. They know what their sun sign is. And your sun sign is your sign that comes out in front. Whoa, this is my sun sign. Many of you may not know what your moon sign is. And your moon sign is where the moon was on the day you were born. And usually the way that you can find that out is if you do an astrological chart or get an astrological chart done or a natal chart done. You can do those free online. Cafe Astrology is a really good site, and it's very easy to use. There's many of them out there. Some of them get a little bit more complex. So, and what you need if you're wanting to look up your natal chart for yourself, is that you need your date of birth, place, and time. Time is important because a lot of the planets move every, 3 to 5 minutes? So, and that can make a huge difference at the degree of which the planet is. So, today I'm doing what we call a general reading. And the general reading, good morning everybody, is when my guides connect with the guides of the universe to give you a reading for the highest good in your astrological sign. So we start at the beginning of the astrology of the zodiac signs. So Aries is the first, which is kind of cool because the sun just went in, or the moon just went into Aries. So we have the moon in Aries today, and the sun is in Gemini. So we're in what we call Gemini season. And the energies of Gemini, which is air. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to do it with, I'm going to bring in the astrology with the tarots. I'm going to pull out an astrology card, and I'm going to use my fortune reading cards too. So we're going to do a combination. This is for your, whichever. So you could write it down for each of them if you want. So, so if you're, whatever your sun sign is, so because we start off with Aries, so if you have an Aries moon, then this is for you, or an Aries ascendant, this is for you too. So whichever, I always say whichever one that you most follow. Most people just follow their sun sign and follow that sun sign. So, but if you're like me, because I have my natal chart done, and I had my natal chart done professionally, and I also, so I also look at my natal chart quite often. And I do advise people getting their natal chart done because it gives you more of an in-depth. If you just generally go and pull up your natal chart, yeah, it's going to give you some information, but sometimes you don't understand what each of the houses are, or the aspects, or why is Uranus, squaring Saturn. I mean, when you see that in a chart, and Uranus is that dreamy one, and it's squaring Saturn. So what does that mean in my chart? So for you, that could be where, Uranus squaring Saturn. First of all, they don't really get along very well. And if they're squaring, that means they're warring. So the dream lord is warring with the karma lord, the lord who wants things done in a certain way. How does that relate to you? And which one takes over more? And it all begins with your sign. And no, I don't know who does natal charts in Manitoba. So sorry. But I do natal charts worldwide. So I do natal charts. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I can meet with you via Zoom, which is how I do my readings, and I do them that way. So, and yeah, so if you're wanting to book in. So we're going to start off with Aries energies. And this is for this week. So this is for this week, for this Tuesday to the following Tuesday. And this is for the sign of Aries. A natal chart is how one finds their sun sign. Yeah, you can find your sun sign just by Googling your date of birth, right? So by Googling your date of birth. And also it's a funny thing too, it's all depending because the sun changes between the 20th and the 23rd of each month. So I found that where people thought that I've been a Libra and I look at and I get their natal chart and I'm like, well, your sun is in 1 degree Scorpio. So, and that explains, and then they're like, oh, that explains so much, even though that they might have the aspects of a lot about Libra, but they're heading into the Scorpionic energies too. But natal charts will tell you your moon sign, your ascendant sign, where the nodes are, the north node and the south node were on the day you were born, which are really cool because those have to do with what you're ascending to and what you are, where you came from, a lot about your past lives. There's a lot you can tell in a natal chart. It's really cool. So my lovely Aries, 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 Aries. So Aries, ooh, reversed. So the overall energy for you right now for this week is this is reversed. That means there has been something that there's been conflict or you've been winning the conflict, but there is some light coming out of this. Now being reversed, it's bringing in this change of the way that you're seeing things, how you're reacting to it. It's swords. So this is moving very quickly for you. So you're fire. Remember, Aries are fire. So this energy of air is coming in and it's activating you quite a bit. And it's getting you to start realize a lot of your own emotions. So emotions are coming in, even though it's the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is the king. He understands what you need in this earthly world, but he rules by his intuition and his emotions. He trusts his emotions. Are you trusting your emotions in the decisions that you are making this week? Or are you just flying through and just starting things? This is really looking at how this is making you feel, what is going on with those feelings, because there is a union with it. So I'm getting a lot of emotion coming in for you. And where that emotion is happening in your life. And this too, when the Two of Cups comes in, it's all about, there's some healing aspect to it. So I feel with whatever conflict that's been going on for the Aries this week, there's some healing that's coming in for you. And this union of coming together and bringing that into it. And then we have where, as you're doing this, you're conflicting yourself, Aries. That means that there's some kind of delusion with all of this that's going on with you emotionally. There's a delusion that's happening with everything. The King is wanting to bring things forward for you, but you're getting lost in something. You're getting lost in the illusion of the conflict. And maybe it's not even your conflict. So that's what you got to start looking at. Is this pertaining to you, or is it something that you really just need to let go of? And, Aries is a warring, and he's ruled by Mars. So Aries out there, this is like you're going out there, you are the head of the chain, but sometimes you might be getting involved in other people's shit that isn't yours. And with that, you got to bring in Pluto. Pluto is that phoenix. It's that rising. It's a knowing that whatever is going on with you, you have the ability to transform and take that leap. Pluto is bringing you to take that leap. He rules Scorpio. So he's allowing you to say, because Scorpios are the phoenix. They're the ones that crash and burn all the time. So the energy that's coming in for the Aries this week is like to rise above whatever the conflict is and whatever you're carrying on, and trust your own self in this. You might be being deceit might be coming in and around you, but you really have to step back and really trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you're going to get a positive future. The thorns are there. Things might be a little bit thorny for you, and that's your outcome. But this is your spiritual side. This is the spiritual. to know that even though that you might crash and burn, even though that you might feel like you're crashing and burning, there's a transformation, because you're hanging on to a lot of old shit and you're not releasing. So there's something there that you're hanging on to, Aries, that you need to release and move forward from this week. Tauruses. Taurus in the house. Here comes the bull. Here comes Ferdinand. Ferdinand the bull. Ferdinand the bull just wants to sit and smell the roses, wants things pretty, make sure the lawn is mowed, everything looks manicured, everything looks pretty. Let's not push things too much. There we go. There we go. Okay, Tauruses. So this is for a Taurus, sun, moon, and ascending. And remember, your ascendant sign is what you rise to. What you rise to. So Taurus is our Earth. Uranus is in Taurus right now, so there's a lot of change that's happening. And I think a lot of Tauruses, a lot of us are feeling that change on what's coming in. And we have the 9 of Wands is your overall energy for the week. That means you're coming out of the battle. That means that you're coming forward. You've been following your intuition. You've been moving forward. And it's been quite difficult with a lot of decisions and movements that have having to happen for the Tauruses. But they're rising above it. And I'm going to tell you, I got allergies right now, and the sun came out and my allergies just flared up. So I got to go out and get Claritin later. So that's why my nose is just running. So going back to the energies of the Taurus. And the thing is that I know it just this feeling of wanting to do the change or wanting to have it. It's been, the struggle is to change things up. And sometimes it's been difficult to just change things up, and opportunities coming your way. So a lot of fire is coming you. It's funny that, you know, there's a lot of this fire, this passion, this intuition is coming in, and it's rising in you, and you have it. But there could be a fear. There's a fear, of course, you know, there's this little fear that comes up. I don't want to get into any more battles. So Taurus is that you're a bull. Right? You're the bull. Let's get going. Let's get moving. And clarity. Okay, the queen comes in reversed. Queen of Swords reversed. That's it. Like she wants to go for it, but when she's reversed, that means there's something there that, maybe you're still muddling something over. Maybe there's something there that you're not really getting. There's some information maybe you're not getting the clarity of, even though you have that intuition. But there's still something missing in the chain for you, Taurus. So you're not getting a full picture or a full understanding of it, and it's coming in to bring you balance. So balance is coming in. You need to know what you want. I call her the mixologist. What do you want in this mix? What do you want to have? Have you sat down to really look at your desires? This is a great week to do it, because we're in that waning moon. We just got over the halfway point of the waning moon. That's a really wonderful time to sit and do reflection, to sit and figure out, what are my desires? What is it that I want to go forth? And if I'm not getting my full clarity, because the thing is that the queen doesn't really have a lot of emotions. Queen of Swords is what I call her. She's the bitch of the tarot. And when she's reversed, she's even a little bit more bitchy. So is there somebody bitchy that's around you that's trying to push you and you don't want to move? Is there something that maybe there's a conflict that's happening with the Taurus, is that you're not really hearing what you need to hear? And you need to look up what is, you know, when you figure out what you want in your gin fizz or your martini, then you can see where you want to go. Maybe you don't want the martini or the gin fizz. And that's where it comes in, that you have to go in and look in and see, what is my desire that I truly want? And this is for the Tauruses, right? Mars. Oh, that means action. Action has to be taken. He goes with the fire. he's straight. He wants to get going. So there's an energy I feel with you, Taurus, is let's get going. Let's get things happening. But they're a fear or something that you don't want to get hurt anymore. And the energy of your guides are saying it's timing. Timing is now. Timing is for us to get moving. We can't sit on this job anymore. We can't sit on this project anymore. Or maybe it's a relationship you want to go forward in and you're afraid to go forward in it because you don't want to get hurt. It's because you're in a safe place with the relationship, and moving forward means that it's going to change and make more of a commitment. And the commitment might be a fearful thing for you because of past. So this is really looking at truly at your end result. What is it in that transformation that you truly want? And with it, you got the thorns. So with it, so this thorns coming up twice in a row is saying that, you know what? Yeah, it's going to be prickly and you might get pricked by a thorn or two. But you know what? When you're weathering that challenge, when you're going through it, the results are going to be stupendous. They're going to be fabulous. It's going to bring in that scrumptiousness of life. But if you're going to sit there, nothing's going to happen. And you're going to be bitchy and crabby. And it's not, bulls who are bitchy and crabby are not very much fun. So this is a week of really looking into where you want to transition and how that's going to have you feel. And if you're sitting there, and that's for all of us, if you're sitting there and you say, I don't know how that feels. I don't know. You do know. It's like, but you got to figure it out because your ego's getting in the way somehow. Even though you're spiritually being told this, let's take action, let's get moving. And you're like, ooh. So yeah, get moving, Tauruses. Now we come to lovely Geminis. The Geminis are air. They're movement. Geminis are a lot of fun. They're chatty. They're truthful. Sometimes they're too truthful for the good of them. So, Geminis. I have a lot of Geminis in my life. Overall, Ace of Wands, passion. Here it comes. Here comes opportunity for you, Gemini, to get moving, to go with it, to trust. This is the overall. So when you get like an ace in it, so that's the beginning. It's like the beginning of the roads of the Fool. But this is the beginning of the roads of going forth and stepping into your intuition, stepping into that beauty and that energy. And of course, she's coming in reversed. So it's like, yeah, I really want to, but there's a clarity that's missing with what it is that you want to do. There's a clarity that's coming in that you're not sure of. And with that comes death. So you got to death. The death card is transformation. So there's following that intuition. You might be needing some more information, but it is going to result either way in a transformation for you. And it's going to happen whether you decide on it or not. So it's best that you take the reins and go in the direction that you truly want to go into, instead of having the universe take the reins and saying, okay, well, you're not making a choice. Guess what? We're just going to have you go this way and pull you kicking and screaming. And this situation is really a positive one, because it's getting you to really look at things with more clarity, look at things in a new way. And with it, we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands overall, because we got one queen reversed and one queen up. And the one that's reversed is the clarity one. It's the air. It's your ruler. So the queen coming in, right? And there's decisions that need to be made. But either you're not getting enough wisdom, but the queen, this queen comes in and she's full of intuition. She's full of wisdom. She says, you just got to do it, baby. You just got to do it. See, and if you notice, this queen looks off. We know where we want to go. This is our destiny. This is our destination. And I may not have all the information, but that's okay. But I got to make the changes because the changes are going to happen whether I like it or not. Because death comes in. Death rules everything. It just does. Because without death, you can't have birth. Without death, you can't have a transformation. So the death is coming in and saying, you have to, we're going. And the Queen of Wands is telling you Geminis that, yeah, we know where we want to go. We know what we want to do. It's over in that direction. Then go. And with it comes the 7th house. Okay. So the 7th house is the area for long-term. So long-term, 7th house rules partnerships. It rules romantic, business, family, all types of partnerships. So when the 7th house is coming in, what is it that that's holding you back when it comes to different relationships in your life? What is it that you're not getting the full clarity about, that you are afraid of? Might be a fear, but it's going to come anyways. And that relationship, because it's your spiritual card, that's saying, what are your relationships right now in your life that you need to let go of so that you can move forward into the direction of your passion? So what relationships are there that are holding you back? There's excuses there. It could be like, oh, I want to stay here because this relationship, it's financially what I need, but it's not soulfully what I need. And that's the whole thing. People get so hung up with the money part that when they free themselves of them, they find that there might difficulty, yes, but there's so much more for them. Freedom of losing my freedom. Or fear of losing your freedom. Freedom of what? And it's love. So they're coming in and saying there's love there. When you let this all go, there's love coming in. All kinds of love. And that goes right with this relationship card. So with the love, when you move forward positively in all areas, it connects you with the love that you want. But you are thinking that it's going to take something away. But maybe that thing that it's taken away is going to really bring you more happiness than what you actually know. But your ego's getting in the way of you doing what it is that you need to do for a long-term goal when it comes to the relationships in your life. So, and sometimes the things that you have to let go of are, I mean, it could be with a house, it could be a relationship with a property, it could be a relationship that you have to let, maybe it's a relationship with an animal that has to be let go. There's different forms of relationships that come into our life. But when we let it go, we can see the freedom. There is the freedom. There is more that's going to come in for you. But the more you hang on to it, the less you get. Geminis, Cancers. So, lovely Cancers. I'm a Cancer moon and a Cancer rising. Lovely Cancers. Of course, Cancers are water. And they're at the beginning of summer. How can you not love a Cancer? Now, as you see, guys, I'm really, I'm shuffling them to make sure that, anyways, this card wouldn't go back in. So for Cancers, we got the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is coming forward. So as the Ace of Swords is coming forward, swiftness, air, clarity, what's coming in? Boom, boom, boom. Cancers don't really like to do swiftness, boom, boom, boom. You know, cancers are like, oh, okay, how does that make me feel? Is that good? All right, I'm going to put my shell on. I don't want to disrupt the status quo. So the cancers say, you know, they want to go with it. But the thing is that when they listen to the clarity, it brings in the balance. Brings in the balance of both giving and receiving. Where in your life are you receiving and where are you giving? So if you're receiving, maybe you're over receiving too much. Maybe there's somebody's overbearing and that you need to let go. Or are you giving? It's usually you're giving too much. So where in your life that you need to look at that balance when it comes to your mundane world. So where in your life is it going out too much? And it could be with money. Maybe you're too overindulgent with people around you, and that you feel their pain because they're lacking, and you feel the lack. But the clarity comes in and says, no, you can't do that. So you got to find that balance of where you need to say yes and no and bring that balance forward. And when you do, it's trusting that deep intuition. You're ruled by the moon. Cancers are ruled by the moon. You got to trust where it is. And when you trust that energy, when you trust that going forth, what happens is that the information does come swift. And things will move. Things will transform the way they need to transform. Cancers don't usually like to move out of their home. You know, yeah, they will go out when they are feeling it's right to. But they love their home. And they like their routines, right? And the way that things move. So they move like this, right? They're not up and down. They move right like this. So cancers, there's information, there's clarity, bringing you balance. You just have to trust your intuition. You have to trust that what's coming forth for you. And how that is going to make a difference in your life. Because I think there's a big movement that's coming in for cancers this week, just by looking at these. Something that's moving them and moving you into a new direction. And it's time to really follow that new direction for you. And we have the third house. The third house is communication. So bringing in, again, we've got a lot of communication. So Spirit is trying to bring you in communication. Getting you to learn. The third house is all about education, learning something. This is about bringing in what's there around you. So the third house is also ruled by Gemini, right? So there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter that's going on for you. And maybe you need to take that internal look, some time away to listen to all of that chatter and to do some clarity with the chatter. Okay? So so when it comes to cancers, I feel like you might it's that balancing and trusting that balance in order to receive that clarity that you get, because there's a potential for you to be doing more than what you're already doing. But you can't be worried about other people's feelings. Big one for cancers. Because you're so worried about other people's feelings. And in comes the Chariot. Choices. Which way you're going to go. Charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong. And the Chariot in the tarot is the Cancer card. Chariot is the Cancer card because it's the breastplate. It's looking at which way, with my first consciousness, am I going? And the Chariot's coming in and saying, you got to, is this all coming down to your first consciousness and trusting this week and trusting your heart on the direction that you're going to go. The heart's not mushy. So cancers have a lot of forward motion and movement coming in for you, but you got to look at the balance at the end. How is that balancing? How is that ebb and flow for you in bringing that in? Because somehow, you know, there's that, the page is newness, so it's new information. So you have to look, how is that going to relate to me for me as I ascend to more or ascend to a higher learning. So, okay, moving along. Cancer. So Who do we have? We have those Leos. Leo's coming in. Here comes the fire. Oh, and look at, like, a Leo joins me as I'm doing Leo. That's funny. A Leo joins me. So here comes the Leo energy. What's in store for Leos this week? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to light some sage because my cards are sticking. So if your cards ever get sticky, you can sage them. I know, crazy. I know, look at, see now they're not sticky. I know, smoke is crazy. So for lovely Leos, energy for this week. Oh, knocking everything down. It's all about the future. Future. And here comes the Page of Wands. So it's about looking at where you are going in the future. The page is young, youthful. And it's this young, youthful energy that's coming in with this intuition. And it's looking and trusting the wisdom that they do have. So when it comes into this week, it's trusting your knowledge, and some of it's old knowledge that's coming there with this youthfulness and looking, where am I looking? It's looking up ahead for more inspiration. So there's inspiration that's coming in for the Leos this week, and stepping forward with that, with their knowledge that they have, and combining it with the newness. Now with that, of course, what happens is that you are like, here, this is what I'm going to do. I need to defend myself in what I need to do. I'm stepping forward with this, but there might be something that you need to defend and say, no, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. And this is where this intuition, this coming forward. But those pyramids are really speaking to me. So there's pyramids that are coming in. So there's ancient wisdom that's coming in. And it's like a lot of, you might be talking about, and people are saying, oh, you're whacked. What do you know? It's Edgar Casey just walked. I just feel like it's like Edgar Casey. Edgar Casey is this psychic, from days gone by. But it's this energy, because a lot of times when he went into a trance to receive information, he received information from Egypt. There's some Egypt energy that's coming in. And sometimes with the information that's coming in, not everybody's going to believe you, but you got to trust your own self with this, because it may not make sense to other people. The more that's coming in, and in comes the intuition card. You got to trust self. The moon card is really, because when the moon sometimes can be kind of scary, it brings in that darkness, and it brings in that illusion that sometimes things look a lot grander than what they are. So it's trusting that intuition and that wisdom that you have in order for you to step forward. And yes, when you do that, the results are beautiful. The results are coming together with what you want to come together as a union with your family, with your friends, how you want to celebrate it, how you want to bring it all together. But it can't happen unless you're trusting yourself. Everybody wants this. We all want to have a happy family. We want the goodness of a family and stuff around us. We all want that. We want to have good friends. And we don't, I know a lot of times when people say, oh, I prefer to be alone. No, not really, to a certain degree, maybe. But at the end, human beings need contact. We need contact with others. And this is bringing you to have that. This is allowing you to gather. And now I got the Lion King coming in my head. So when they gather upon the Pride Land, and he's gathering everybody in, and that's what Leos are getting to do. So it's bringing in, don't worry if you don't understand it right. You need to trust yourself. Exactly, Ashley. It's bringing in that energy of saying, and that's the whole thing, is that Leo are the sun, right? You're the sun. So you got to allow yourself to shine in that glory. And, Leos, Leos are the ones with a little bit of an ego. But their ego also comes with a little bit of shyness along with it. So with you, Leos, it's to, I just feel like you just need to step above everything that's going on. And in comes the Scorpio. So it's taking that Scorpio energy, intense, masterful. Scorpios can be very intense. Here we are. We're secretive and possessive. So maybe there's some things that you're receiving that your intuition is saying that, you know what, I need to hold back on some of this. And so I can go forward. So I'm not constantly fighting. It's just like, it's where you back off a bit and you say, you know what? Yeah. You know what? You're right. Because you know what? In truth, the other person is always right, because they're coming from their truth. They're coming from their belief system. Whether you're coming in with a new belief system and it crashes with theirs and it may conflict with theirs, right? It may conflict with it. But through it, you're saying, okay, that's fine, you keep it. So then you can continue on. So you're not constantly bashing your head because you're wanting to be the big roar. You're wanting to be the big show. And it's saying, you know what, that's fine. My big show's coming. Because when I go ahead and I do this, you know what? I got the sweetness of family. I got the sweetness of bringing in that what I wish and I want and what my desires are. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, says, or does. Somebody is always going to be offended with what you do. They just are. Even if you're being the most righteous person in the world and doing the best thing, someone's going to say, you're just too righteous. You're just too nice. And with that, the world comes. So the world card comes through. So through listening to your intuition, taking the wisdom that comes forward, comes the world. You're open to the possibilities and you're starting to live the life that you truly want. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it is, but it is happening. Leos, we have Virgos. Any Virgos in the house? Whoo, God bless Virgos. I love me some Virgo. Virgos are my organizers. Virgos are very creative. They are an earth sign. They're ruled by Virgo rising, and they're ruled by Mercury. Although a lot of people thought it would be Venus, but it's not. It's Virgo. That means there's constant chatter in their head, right? Little, similar to that of Gemini, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury too. But this is where this comes into wanting to, they have to speak it out. They got to figure it out. And as they're doing it, and as the Virgos are doing this, and this is what I feel like is happening, is that they're trying to figure things out this week. So this is a week of really trying to figure things out, wondering what's going on. And as they do this, your card for the week is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune means there's a lot of change happening, there's a lot of things that are in motion for you. You're at halfway point. So what happens with this halfway point in your life? So, in the major arcana, this is 10. So you're halfway in looking at and recall. which is perfect because we're coming up to the midway point. We're coming up to that midway point of the year, which is the summer solstice of, okay, this is what's happened from January to June. So from January to June, this is what's happened. But I am moving in a new way. So what am I going to take with me? What am I not going to take? So this is a beautiful week of starting to beginning that inward reflection, that inward change that's coming in for you. And with it, oh God, I love this one. The Four of Cups shows up. So lovely Virgos, because it may not be the way that you want it. The change is happening and the opportunity and the wisdom of God is saying, here, this is it. And of course you're like, that's not what I ordered. I don't want that. I wanted something else. And lovely Virgos, because you're this earth and you're wanting to be, this is the way I wanted it. I wanted everything to look this way. And what do you mean it's not going to look that way? And that's because there's change. So it's not going to be the way that you want it to look. It's just going to be frustrating as hell for you because you're wanting it to all fall in a certain direction in a certain way. And you're looking at the different opportunities. The Three of Wands is coming in and you're looking at, and there's different opportunities that are going to appear on the horizon. So that means there's going to be choices. There's going to be choices, and the choices are coming through God. The choices are coming. But as you're looking out into the horizon and you're looking at, you go, but I want the one all the way back there, all the way at the very back. And they're saying, but first we got to just look at what's there right now. And as you look at that, that's how things are going to change for you in order for you to get to the one to the very back. But when you get there, because it's in a distance, it's not going to look the way you think it's going to look. But this is the week that's going to start you to get you to go where you want. Because when you do, when you accept it, when you accept what this change is, in comes the sun, in comes the rejoicing, in comes this that is beautiful. And this is happening this week between this Tuesday and next Tuesday. This is the energy that you're working with around you. And yeah, there's frustration there because it's just like, well, I didn't fucking order that. I didn't want my fries that way. But you get the fries that are that way. And you're like, oh my God, these are the best fries ever. Surprise. I love, the ninth house. So it's a long journey. The ninth house is spirituality. The ninth house brings you that insight, that knowledge. But it's a real beautiful broadening of your horizons. So this change that's coming in, the spiritual side that's coming forth for you with these opportunities and looking at the horizon is saying that this is bringing in a long journey of transformation, a long journey that's bringing in spirituality for you. And this is going to really, as I say, it's broadening you. So bringing that that beauty around you. It's funny, it's Buddha. But it's a good thing. It's good. And with it, you're protected. The mountains come in. With this transformation changes that you're fighting and everything that, because it's not looking at the way you are wanting, thinking that you might lose everything or that things are going to be all crappy and shitty, you're protected. Protection is there for you. So with the protection being there for you, then you're going to be finding that whatever challenges that are coming in, whatever changes that are coming in for you, you're protected and things are going to be okay. Of course, you're going to be cautious. You're Virgo. Virgos are very cautious. It takes you a while to make a decision or change or trust. So with that change and trust that's coming forth, then knowing that through it all, there is a form of protection there for you. Okay, Virgo? Woo! Score! No, Libras. Can't forget the Libras. Libras! My lovely Libras. Love you, Libras. Libras in the house. Libras in the house. Libra moon. Libras. Love me some Libras. They're so loving. They're so caring. Just don't fuck with them. Libras. Love the Libras. Libras are usually the ones, I mean, it actually, no, I wouldn't put them as a politician. Wouldn't get anything done in the country. Because they'd have to make sure everything is rightly so balanced and everybody got things done properly. Okay. Yeah, it would be a mess. So we had a jumper card and I just left it there. So the jumper card is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is coming in. The King of Cups is, Libras are air. Here comes a lot of emotion. So I feel, the energy as I pulled him up, what I got was that if you've ever been at the ocean or at a lake, when the wind is coming in and it's just bringing in these waves, and the King of Cups, this is what I feel for you, Libra, is that there is this wave that's coming for you, and I feel refreshment. I feel it refreshing. I feel this energy that's coming in, and it's white. It's the white part of the water as it's coming up, and it's hitting you in the face. And it's like, whoa. And it's like, whoa, through that energy, through that refreshment, that refreshingness comes in, is such, awakening. It's like going in and having a cold shower. It's like, whoa, okay, now I'm awake. It's getting your senses going. It's getting your senses going so you do make the decisions on where you want to go. The King's coming in to show you this week that you got to make some choices. Choices are there for you. You already know it. You may not have a crystal clear picture of it. But when it comes to that spiritual change that you are looking for, that you're seeking, it's coming in for you. And there's a lot to do with ships. So your ship is coming in. So there's a lot to do with sailing forward, ships coming in, things moving forward for you. And with that ship coming forward and with this energy, and still there's a ship even in these. So there's still, even with this and even with that passion coming in, you're going on a new journey. And the new journey is bringing you what you want mundanely. Double Kings, authorities coming in. There's a lot of authority that's around the Libras right now on making the changes that they need to make. And some of the changes that they have to make are going to be looking at their emotions. And sometimes Libras don't want to look at their emotions because it's like, oh my God, I hate feeling this way. And they get all pent up, and it's trying to figure this all out, right? And with that energy of air, everything just sort of muddles up inside them. But that water is coming in to clear out the mud, to clear out whatever is that's there. And the earth is coming in to say, what do you need to do to make it concrete? What do I need to do to make it concrete? Exactly. Because there's a new journey that's coming forward. And with that, it's setting your, on horizons. It's excitement. The change is exciting. And you're starting to feel it this week, because June, If you haven't gotten your tarot horoscope for June, just an FYI, June is this energy that's coming in to get us to reset, to get us to start looking at things. So if you haven't gotten your June horoscope, I would just, I get it, or even get a 6-month package. But this energy that's coming in, because it's getting us to reset for the rest of the year. This reset for June, this reset, and especially for you, Libra, is starting now. So it's starting to get you to really see where I'm going for the rest of this year and how that looks. And you have the Virgo. That means you're putting things together. Virgo is that earthly, dutiful. This is, they're diligent, they're doing things, they're painstaking, they're putting things forward, they're discriminating. This energy that's coming in for you this week is looking at things that you got to do diligently. And it's Virgo, so there's a little bit of mutability, so it's not all or nothing. So the king is coming in and giving you some options this week and saying, okay, you're getting that clarity, but the Virgo's coming in and saying, let's put it down concrete, but give me the map, show me the map. Let's do the map so that you have a general idea of where you're going. And you're just not riding the tails of the wind. Because, Libras don't like to ride anybody's tails. They're leaders, right? They're a leading sign. They're a cardinal sign. They want to lead. But they want to make sure all is well in all the realms. All is well. That's why the Virgos gave you the scales. Mythology, the Virgo handed the scales over because they said, you have also the sword. You can do the balancing because you have the sword of truth. Right? And makes it, and this is where this sword of truth comes in, because you have to trust that truth that is yours in going forward. And this is coming. Ooh, I could just feel it just bubbling up this week for Virgos. Ooh, that's crazy. And here comes the dragonfly. I love dragonflies. Have confidence during the time of joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. The dragonfly is the connection. Dragonflies, if you look at a dragonfly, they shouldn't even be flying with those wings. They defy what people say they should be doing. So in comes this beautiful dragonfly that's defying everything everybody says that you shouldn't be doing. But at the end of the day, even though Virgos want balance, at the end of the day, you're going to do what the fuck you want to do. Just saying. You'll love people, you love them, you care about them. But when it comes to, nope, this is when you make that decision, when you do it, when you say, this is what I'm going to do, oh my God, that's it. You're doing it. No matter what, you're doing it. So trust that, with you, Libras, because the Virgo's coming in to help for you to bring forth that balance into your own life and trusting your own truth. Okay. Scorpios. Scorpio. I have 5 planets in my 5th house. I think 5 or 6. I have a lot. And that's all in Scorpio. Scorpio is my 5th house. So a lot to do with family, a lot to do with home. So that's what the 5th house is. When you get 5 planets in there, it can be crazy and nutty. Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. Yeah, I did. 2 jumper cards are coming out for Scorpio. 2 jumper cards, and they are Three of Pentacles, which has to do with being seen, being the apprentice. You're coming out, you're being seen. So people are seeing you. You're being seen. You're being seen by those who are affluent, and you're on show. So somebody who's affluent is seeing you. So this is all about being seen this week. This is about allowing yourself to be seen. Don't hide away. And with that comes the Page of Cups. And with, the Page of Cups is water. It's emotional and it's youthful. So this emotional youthfulness is coming forward in what you need to be seen for. If you're hiding away, then you won't be acknowledged for the talents and skills that you have. So in order for you to allow for your talents and skills to be seen, whatever they are, whether you're a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a waitress, whatever your profession is, it has to do with profession. So this has to do not to hide away from what it is that you do. And it can bring in some emotion for you, but it's going to bring in this emotional renewal, this newness, because there is this spontaneity when it comes in with this Page of Cups, this bit of and allowing for that spontaneity for you to be seen, because in comes the Ten of Swords. Oh, how perfect this one is. The Ten of Swords comes in and is saying all is done. Nobody can stab another thing in your back. It's done. Get out there, be seen. Nobody can stab you anymore. There's something new on the horizon for you. But you know what? I love the one thing about the Ten of Swords is they're like this. Their head is like, oh, they're lying there on the beach and they're probably drooling. And there's no blood coming out. It's just that all those attacks that have been happening or that you feel that have been happening are done. They're done. So you got to trust that they're done so that you can move forward. And with that comes judgment. This judgment, this renewal. To me, this is a renewal card. So when I see the Judgment card, there is this absolute renewal. It comes in, the trumpets are being blown. You're coming out, you're being seen, and you're just saying, hallelujah, here I am. You're allowing for yourself to be seen. You're allowing yourself to be heard. And you know that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else is trying to do to you or going to do to you. You're going to triumph over it. You're going to triumph over it this week, Scorpio. And the thing is that a lot of times with Scorpios, they do get a lot of shit thrown at them. And they're just they're just juggling all these balls. And they're just like, yeah. And they're trying to figure it out. And then trying to figure out their own selves. Because they're so intense. There's this intensity with Scorpios, right? But when you have it, and when you trust it, and when you go with it, because the Scorpio trusts their intuition. So if it's Scorpio is going to say it's this way, trust them. They don't even need to explain. They just know. They just know. For whatever reason, they just know, and that you just trust them. Trust. So that means they got to trust themselves, because there's something, new beginnings. This is a new beginning that's happening for you this week. A new stardom that's coming in for you, Scorpio, this week, because the Page of Pentacles is coming in and he's standing there. It's not, see, he's looking down. If you look at, he's looking down. He's like, oh, yes, look at my lovely cup. Yes, I feel it so well. Yes, this is going to be great. And in comes this new page, and he's looking up and he's saying, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's happened around me. There's a lot of crap that's been going on. But I'm going forward. I'm going into this newness. I am going to be seen, and I'm not going to let other people stop me. Because there's nothing more they can do. Nothing more they can do. So funny these cards came out this week. Oh, and you got the ninth house, spirituality, ascending to a higher order, ascending to something more. The ninth comes in with this spirituality. It comes in with this journey. So this is when you're going to bring you on this beautiful long journey. It's going to bring you into this spirituality. And it's going to allow for you to gain more knowledge through it all. Beware and trust through this all, even though nothing else has happened for you. The thing is that you got to beware and trust yourself. Beware. So he's been coming up quite a bit, even in the morning. This morning he came up, and it's all about be careful who you trust. Watching that balance, Scorpio. Not everybody's trustworthy. Some people may try and figure out, wow, else can I stab something in their back? But you know that with what you do, and if you trust self, you trust God, and say, this is what I know to be my highest good, this is what I know to be true, you will go forward, and something better is going to come there. Scorpio. Now we go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Woo! Sagittarius. Let's go out there. Let's have fun. Let's bring family. Let's do things. How many pots do I have stirring right now? Because I want to get things done. Sagittarius. Is trust an issue for Scorpios, or is it just my thing? It is kind of a thing, because Scorpios are very hesitant, can be very hesitant. I mean, they, with that energy of water, they want to trust, but they're deep. It's deep. They'll give people the benefit of the doubt to begin with, like to see. But if there's something inside them that says, this doesn't feel right, they usually follow that, because they just know, they've learned through past experiences. So lovely, lovely. Jupiter's retrograde in your sign right now, which is your ruler. So you want expansion, you want to do things, but it's a lot of review right now of things that have worked out really well. So there are rewards coming for you this week. A lot of rewards that are coming in this week for you. And this is really opening it up for you. So these rewards are opening up some new opportunities for you. There's still work that you have to do, but it's in your passion and in what you love to do is carrying you through. And you're going to be receiving a lot more information from even internally, but I feel like information from other sources. So other sources are bringing in a lot of information for you to be able to do even a better job than what you've been doing. And that has to do, this could be doing with family, it could be doing with friends, it could be on the job front. I feel it has to do with something with jobs. So because I keep on getting job or work front, your career. So information coming in more on the career front, but it's going to allow for you to be seen, to be applauded by your peers, and with that, and be applauded by your peers. Oh my God, here comes the Tower. The Tower card comes in for you. So what does that mean? When I see a Tower card coming in, when there's positivity, meaning you may not be listening to everything that's happening, or you're not listening to the information that's coming in. The Tower comes in and saying, yeah, you're going to be, there's something there that's holding you up, or something but there is work to be done. And the Tower is coming in to tell you that, there's still a foundation there for you, but there's some things there that you haven't built. Someplace there that you haven't trusted. So now comes the crumbling of the Tower. The Tower is coming in to make a transformation there for you this week, and get that transformation for you so you can have the clarity. And the thing is that means that there's not so much fun for you this week. that you do have to get shit done, and you got to put the pedal to the metal. You have to get that fortitude and get going and get things done. And a lot of times for you, you don't want to do that. You'd rather just flit around. But this is really working towards what the truth of what you really truly want to build up within your own livelihood. And is that livelihood really what you want? Because the Tower is coming in and saying there's some things there that you didn't build strong enough, and the foundation is falling. The foundation is falling. Because I hate to say it, but when the Tower comes in, it takes over everything. Because the Tower causes chaos. The Tower is that of bringing in that clarity. It's getting you. It's Kali coming in. The goddess Kali. And when the goddess Kali comes in, she's bringing in change on everything. She doesn't care, right? And so I'm going to say it has to do something to do with the fifth house. The fifth house is about family. It's about fun. It's about the inner child. So you might be getting awards on the outside, but at the inside, there's some eternal conflict on the home front, on what your inner child is, on what it is that you want. With that happening, is going to give you clarity. It's going to give you strength this week, where you can start working on the areas that you need to work on. But you can't do it because there's such a cloud or such illusions going on in front of you. So with Jupiter retrograde and making I think there's Neptune. I feel Neptune keeps coming in. So there's some illusions that are coming in there for you. And these illusions that are coming in for the Sagittarius is that it may not look like all the rewards may not be all what you think they are. But have confidence, because here comes the dragonfly, because there is renewal. This is bringing in this renewness for you. I know it's not a lot of fun when the Tower comes in, but the Tower needs to come in order to give you the clarity, in order to have the transformation, so that you can have the great rewards. So you can go forward and have the wonderful romance and family and friends and that you wish. And you got to give up the facade. You got to give up the facade of what you think it should look like, and release it and go for a higher spiritual meaning of your life. There you go. Ooh. Capricorns. Ooh. A lot to do with structure, of course, Capricorn. Thank you guys for staying, for those that are staying. Tuesday mornings are becoming my long mornings, but I felt this is my third week doing this. Kind of cool. So Tuesdays, when I can, are going to be my zodiac time. I'm giving you guys readings. Capricorns love it when I say that. Giving you some structure. Aw, thanks, Tanya. And I know there's people at the back of the zodiac, and they're like, why do I have to wait so long? Sorry, that's just, I start off with Aries. Aries is at the beginning. So we have Capricorn next. Oh, thanks, guys. Love you guys, too. I couldn't be doing what I do without you, truthfully. I mean, so. Okay. Capricorn. Oh, of course she comes in. The Queen is coming in a lot this week. And I think with the Queen coming in a lot, she wants to bring in a lot of clarity. And of course the Queen is Capricorn. Not saying Capricorns are unemotional, but the queen, there is no emotion with her. She is like, this is the way I am doing it. Like, you know, her sword, I'm going this way. This is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to do. This is how the realm is run. This is the structure, but it's coming in with the feminine energy. This isn't the masculine energy coming in. So there is a change up within the Capricorn and with anybody who's Capricorn this week, meaning that there's coming in with this energy of femininity with it, but it's a strong feminine energy that is looking at maybe the patterns that have been going on in your world, and you're saying that I need to have something with more meaning. So she comes in, she's that high priestess that comes in with the knowledge of saying, we want more, and I want to have more within my world, and I want to bring that in. She has the cherub and the butterfly. So there is that love, there is that transformation. So she wants to make sure that it's in order for everybody else to have it. Now, you guys got the I love when Capricorns get the tower, because the Capricorns, it isn't that your whole structure is falling down. That's not what it is. It's that clarity coming in. But for a Capricorn, that means if I'm changing this to be something different, yes, it's going to be structured. Yes, there's going to be something there, but I'm wanting to add this feminine energy, this intuition, this knowingness, that different from the patriarchal system, which is based on, Capricorn's usually based on patriarchal karma and all of this, right? And ruled by Saturn. So this is coming in because when these changes come in, could be just a tweak. And for a Capricorn, holy shit, their whole world is gone into a muddle. That means that traffic lights have changed, or they have to take a new way to work, or their coffee machine is not working and they have to have a different coffee machine. Or they go to the same coffee shop and that coffee shop's closed for their whole day off. God love the Capricorns. But through it, information is giving you the clarity to do something different, to do it in a new way, to bring in your intuition, to bring forth that what you wish to create. But it's a hard go because you fight it. You're fighting this change. You're wanting to have it. You know it, Capricorn. And I feel this week is really bringing you into that. Yeah, I know this is what I want, but it's been a long journey. And the Hermit's coming in. And you're tired of the long journey. You're tired of dredging and going through it. And the Hermit is saying, okay, he has his head down and the staff, and he's looking and he's saying, I get it. It's been a long journey. We have to move forward. We want something new. We want something different. What is that going to be so I don't have to be so alone in what I'm doing? So I can be more enlightened in what I'm doing. So I can allow myself to be seen more in a new light. Ooh, that's scary. That means I'm going to change your wardrobe up. God, that'd be funny. That means they're going to make you wear bright blouse today, Capricorn, and you don't like wearing bright blouses because you don't want to be that one who's seen too much, right? It's like, you know, I do get the patriarchal system, but I get the monarchy kind of energy coming in for a lot of the Capricorns this week, where it's got to be done a certain way. And then in comes the one monarch that says, I'm going to do things differently, and changes it up. But when they look around and they see those changes happening, they love it, right? But it's that little change that happens at first is like, holy fuck. What are you trying to do to me? What are people going to think? What are they going to say? I'm wearing a bright blouse. And in comes the 8. It's transformational areas. Whew! Shared resources. There's change that's happening for lovely Capricorns this week. Change is happening. There's transformation. 8th house. 8th house has to do with, with that marriage, with that connection with the butterflies. A lot of butterflies are coming in for you this week. That means there's a lot of transformation. And the 8th house is about shared resources. So there could be things to do with resources that you're sharing that are going to change up. And that means that maybe somebody's pulling out of an investment, or someone is not earning the amount that they need to, or something, or you're going to be earning more. So it could be in many different ways, but it's probably less because the Tower came in. So there's something that's not adding up there for you. Yeah. And that's one. Oh, and you got to trust yourself in this all. I mean, when you get into a muddle, you can't trust yourself. When you get into a muddle and you get in that overthinking stage, you can't trust yourself. But this is all about trusting. Trust, 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 trust. And when you trust yourself, the transformation will come in, because the information's coming. A lot of information's coming for you. But it's not, it's like the 4 of Cups. It's not coming the way you want it. But the only way to shake you up is to cause a little bit of bumps in your road, Capricorn, in order for you to wake up and say, it doesn't always have to be that way. And it's going to be something better. Aquarius, thank you guys. Hello, Aquariuses. I have a son that's a Gemini sun and Aquarius moon, honey. Then my daughter's Aquarius with a Taurus moon. That's hell. Oh, Aquariuses, we got a jumper card for you. Okay. I feel the jumper card needs something with it. So Aquarius, we got the Hierophant. The Hierophant was your jumper card, and the Hierophant is the spiritual card. It's about having things done. What are you doing spiritually? What are you doing spiritually to align yourself? How is that alignment working for you, and bringing in this change in your spiritual realm, change in how things are done. So it's like almost where, because Aquarius, with this energy of Aquarius, it's like, yes, I want to bring in the spiritual. Yes, I want to bring in that beautiful energy around me, but I don't want to do it like how it was done. I want to do something a little bit differently. And with that comes the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands means I'm doing it differently. Not everybody's going to like it, and not everybody's going to see the way I want it. And that's going to be okay, because Aquarius are the eccentrics. Uranus is your ruler. And with Uranus ruling, that means that you're wanting to create something new, and sometimes it's going to break up that status quo. And I feel this is a week that you're breaking things up and not wanting to do what the status quo is telling you to do. You're wanting to allow yourself to work with an ebb and flow, and allow the balance to come in. And there is a balance. There's this balance for money that comes in and out, and you're needing to look at how much is going out. How is that ebb and flow, and how does that relate to everything else that is happening in your realm at this time? The Hierophant, he is very much, he is in the old tarot, what we called him the Pope. So the Pope has, he has the crown. He has the crown of Venus. He has that crown of knowledge. So the crown of the feminine is still coming in. That energy of the feminine is still coming forth. It's that triple crown. The triple crown is coming forth. And as that triple crown comes forth, there's the keys to knowledge. The keys to our knowledge are around them, and you got to walk the walk that you need to walk. And in it, there is where you're going to seem to be walking in 2 worlds this week, but you're going to find the transformation. There is something changing through this all. There's a big change, and I feel the change is probably going to happen closer to the weekend for you. I got like Saturday, probably Friday, Saturday. There's something where you thought, this is the way it's going to be, this is what I want, but there's something turning around for you in order to give you clarity when it comes to your spiritual insight. And you got to trust it, because the star comes in. She's a balancer too, but she's a wishing star. The wishing star comes in. What are you wishing for? What are you hoping for? Right? She's there. It's there. That star. That star comes in to shine upon you to let you know this is what you these are the changes that you need to do right now. Huh. Feel like there's some kind of spiritual insight that you're going to be receiving this week, almost like an epiphany that you're going to get, and it's and with it you got to really trust yourself. And here comes your ruler, Uranus. Uranus is your ruler, and it's saying it's sudden change, enlightenment, awakening. So I feel there's something new that's coming in for you, and it's going to bring in a change on how you see things and what it is that you want to do forward. So this change is really going to be a climax for you moving forward for the rest of the year. Woo, big week for you. Big, 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 big week. Crazy. Oh, okay. And the card of fortune is that you're protected. Out of all the cards, you've got a lot of repeat cards, right? But it's knowing that you're protected as you face the challenges, but you still remain cautious, because even though there's sudden changes and awakening, you know, you're looking at everything that you have to go through. There is that balancing that you have to bring through for yourself, and looking at that balance this week. But there is an epiphany that's going to happen, and I feel it's going to be later on this week. So keep me informed, Aquarius, because I'd like to, but I feel, yeah, there's something really, you'll know it. You'll know it. The information's coming there for you, and you'll know it. But it's going to change the way that you see things and how you want to move forward. So okay, Pisces. Oh, Pisces, finally, eh? 12th house, the study of secrets, the occult, deepness, the illusionary. Oh, okay, that's interesting, Mary. That could be. That very much could be. I always forget, Mary, that you're an Aquarius. Okay. Pisces. Pisces, you don't like conflict. You'd rather sail out on your barge into the middle of ocean and figure it out and lay there amongst the stars. But the Five of Wands comes in. Not that there's conflict there per se, but I think there's information, or there's stuff that's happening around you that you need to start taking notice of. And taking notice of who's around you and who's causing what in your life. And it's very important for you to really take notice of that, because the Three of Cups comes in, and the Three of Cups says, are you taking forward action in what you want to do? Forward action. Are you communicating? Are you getting, are you, this is, to me, the Three of Cups is, getting together with your buds and going out and celebrating, going out and having a guy's night or a girl's night out. This is allowing, but who are you going with? Who are you going with? Are the people you going with are truly the people you want to be celebrating with? And this is coming in, Pisces, because you're looking at your realm on, who do I want to be celebrating with? Who do I, don't want to be celebrating with? Because the King of Wands comes in. So there's a lot of passion in there, trusting your intuition. You are the one connected to the divine, Pisces. You are that energy that can hear the angels. So this energy of the king comes in, and he's not looking forward, but he's looking slightly off to his right to just see, and he can still see what else is happening in other areas, but he's getting a glimpse of what more is to come, and you're getting a glimpse of more of what's to come in your realm. And with it, the magician comes in. It's change. What changes do you want? What options do you want? The magician comes in and it says, here you go. What direction do you want to come with in order to bring in a celebration in your life, and in order to allow for you to step out of the illusions, because there's a lot of illusions, and the magician is the illusionary because he's a magician. What things do you want to utilize to step out of the illusion of your life and bring in, because you can see other things, but bring in that celebration and allowing yourself to celebrate with the people you want to celebrate. But you're looking at it's going to cause a lot of conflict, so you'd rather escape. Pisces are very good at escaping, and that's because you're ruled by Neptune. Neptune's a dreamer, and when Neptune comes in, it brings in that dreaminess, right? And kind of wateriness, and we can't really think straight, and we're just, it's kind of like that drunk stage of life where you're just not too sure, your head's all over the place. So this is, okay, I guess they want me to pick a card. So energies might be very intense for you right now because it's your sister sign that's coming in, Scorpio. Pisces are all over the place, but intensity's coming in. And the intensity as it's coming in, it's like, ooh, yeah, it's charming. And yeah, there's something that's seductive in that. But is that truly what you want? Do you want that seductiveness? Or, if you want it, go for it. Maybe there's something there that you wanted, that you've been yearning for, but you've been afraid to because it's taboo. Pisces, something taboo is coming in and it's causing you a conflict, and you need to look in the direction that's going to bring you, but you got to look at your options. Because Scorpio's taboo. Scorpio's sexuality. It brings things in that people don't want to talk about. And a journey. So either metaphorically or physically, there's a journey that you're going to be taking with this. So Pisces, there's a lot of energy that's coming in for you to make choices because there's a journey. Could be, a metaphoric journey. That means that you're very good at that. A journey on bringing in something more fulfilling in your life. But you got to choose the people you want to be with to celebrate that, even though it causes conflict with others. And it might be a taboo one. So maybe you're making a transformation. Maybe you've been a wonderful, good Christian person, and now you're becoming a Wiccan, or you're going into an alternative type of belief system that doesn't align with your family. And in not aligning with your family means that it's taboo. It's conflict. Not everybody's going to be like it. Not everybody's going to be agree with it. But the journey is going to be, and that could be something that you are going on some kind of journey. Maybe there is a retreat or something coming up, and you've been yearning to go on that retreat. You've been yearning to go and do something to connect with like-minded people so that you're able to bring in more of celebration and love of what you do and love of what you want. It's like you're stepping out. It's like someone who's been, and it could be, and I got like somebody, who's been gay, who has been gay, who is gay, and they've been hiding it all their life. But they like to go out and be with other, with their friends that are gay, that do have the same, whatever as they do. But it's taboo for the family. They can't, it causes conflict. But in stepping out of them, it's stepping out because it might be taboo to the family, but it's not taboo to them. It's natural, it's loving, it's freeing But the Pisces are trying to step into that loving freeing, but they get stuck in that illusionary piece, and you got to step out of that onto the dry land and get off of sea legs and onto dry land in order to get the groundedness, in order for you to see that vision and the truth of where it is that you want to go and be. Woo! There you go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for those staying this long with me for these readings. It can get, it's all over the place. So, but thank you for staying. For if you haven't ordered your June tarot horoscope, please order your June tarot horoscope. It's $30 for a June tarot horoscope. Very similar to what I just did now, but I'm bringing in the more of the energies for the whole month that are going to be pertaining to you particularly, and the reading will be generated for you. It'll be for you. So I have the June tarot horoscopes if you're still, wanting. June is going to be bringing in a lot of energy that's, it's not crazy. Crazy doesn't start till July and August. So, but Mercury's will be starting to go retrograde. It's starting stationary in the end of June, and Mercury's going to be retrograding in Cancer. So it's going to be watery again, not as much as Pisces. Pisces was really fucked up. But with Mercury going retrograde at the end of June and into July, then we have the lunar and solar eclipses happening in July and August. So a lot of June is sort of a prep month, the preparation month of getting us prepped, right? Yes, Tamara, you're just going to go run and hide. You need to get out in nature. Just get your van on the road and just go and park beside a river and put your feet in the river. That's what you need to do. Is you need to go put your feet in the river. So, so we have, so we have that. And then I do have my retreat, June 22nd. Please come and join me on June 22nd. The retreat is going to be absolutely fabulous. So walking in the grass as we speak, perfect. Enjoy your day. It is an Aries moon energy, so it's a pretty good day. Enjoy your day. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you do, in all that you say, and all that you be. Thank you for being a part of my community and supporting me. Blessed be everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.